Welcome to another edition of Tom's Real Food Podcast. Today's Real Food Podcast is brought to you by Tommy Spice. Granulated garlic, granulated onion, granulated garlic, granulated pepper. Spice up your life with some Tommy Spice. Also, keto clean eating. Nothing from a box, nothing from a can. All clean, fresh ingredients. Learn how to cook keto clean. Also, if you're in the Las Vegas area on March 18th and 19th, stop by the convention center. It is the National Hardware Show, and check out Tom Garvey, the Keto Cook with Monument Grills. Hey everybody, welcome back. I am Tom Garvey, the Keto Cook. Today on Tom's Real Food Podcast, we're going to be talking about food prices. Okay, what can we do about it, if anything? Is it the government's fault? I don't think so. Boils down to corporate greed. Just the other day, I went to the store. And eggs. I know everybody's tired of hearing about the price of eggs, but you know what? It's a problem. It really is a problem. Doing a lifestyle that I do, keto lifestyle, I have a couple eggs every day. It's part of my protocol that I have. It's good fat, good protein, and that breaks my fast, breakfast, okay? I'll have 11, 12 o'clock in the afternoon, and that starts my day. So going from a year or so ago, $3.99 for a dozen, or 18 pack, I should say, to $11.19. I just got it right here. Is absurd. Beef. NBC News the other night just put out a thing about beef prices are going to start on the rise because of feed problems and a drought. I don't know. I don't buy that. For some odd reason, it seemed like this couple months we've had a lot of rain, a lot of snow, bad storms coming across the country, so I don't buy the drought stuff. Brisket used to be the cheapest cut of meat you could buy back in the day, all day long. Now it's one of the most expensive ones. Okay, so it seems like the cheaper cuts of meat, also like a ribeye back in the day it was really cheap. Now you need a bank loan to purchase it. There it is right there. Back then it was the fattier cuts of meat are no good for you because cholesterol. You eat beef 2 or 3 times a week. The story was that you're going to die of a massive heart attack because of the fat and high cholesterol that's in beef, which was total bullshit right from the beginning. But it's the way we are manipulated, how the media pounds us with false information. Now, I'm not saying everybody, but you got to read between the lines. You got to start doing your own research with things. Ground beef. Okay, ground beef now all of a sudden is through. I can remember back, you can have a bison. You can use bison burgers, okay? Have you ever had a bison burger, okay, and you cook it the way you normally cook a regular hamburger? So dry you couldn't finish it, okay? It had to be cooked medium rare. So they sort of phased that out. Pork ribs. I know out here right now in Las Vegas, there is some new barbecue places that are open up that serve just nothing but pork. Now they're telling you to stay away from pork. The same naysayers, okay, tell you pork is no good. They have no problem eating bacon, okay? So what are we going to do about it? So the only thing I can come up with and really rationally think it out is you got to really be a shopper. You got to seek out different sales and stuff. Here's what cracks me up, okay? I know younger people, all right, and I'm not ragging about it, but I know younger people who do DoorDash and stuff like that, or Instacart and everything like that. You're trusting other people to pick out your food. Don't make sense to me, okay? Are you really that busy that you cannot go to the grocery store and pick out your own stuff? Plus, what happens from point A to point B? It's starting to become a matter of trust for me. I know that I go into certain supermarkets, all right? I pick out my own meat, and here's my solution. I'll buy bulk. And what I mean by bulk is I'll buy like a chuck roast, a whole chuck roast. I'll buy a whole top round. I will buy shoulders, pork and beef, okay? I love lamb, but I can't afford lamb, so I stay away from it, all right? So I'm not contributing to the land producers who are making a ton of money on a cut of meat that I can't afford or I think is priced way out there. So I back away from it. Now that's going to start happening with me with eggs. So now what I got to do is I got to alter my way of doing things because you know what? $11 for 18 eggs is not sustainable for me. I'm not giving anything up for that. All right. To do that, so there's going to be another way I'm going to be. So they're going to lose. But the people who do not eat the way I eat or follow the keto lifestyle or carnivore, for that fact of the matter, uh, they're going to pay through the nose because you know what? All them little cakes and pastries and stuff that you buy, or all these other protein drinks and stuff that you're buying that's very expensive, also has egg protein. It's got to come from somewhere. The price is going to go up, and you're going to pay across the board for whatever in your shopping cart. Probably is going to go up another 10, 15, maybe 20%. So, um, the way I eat and the way I feel about it is I can sustain a little bit of it. I like eggs. I don't use them for too much other than, I have a couple scrambled eggs in the morning with some butter, some little hot sauce in it. and there it is. I might cut up a little asparagus in there or some peppers or whatever. All right. But that's sustainable for me. All right. That keeps me on my repertoire, let's put it that way, of what I'm doing. So I suggest looking into buying in bulk, but also buying some equipment that you might need. Now, people say, I'm not going to spend a lot of money on that. Well, in the long run, it'll be cheaper for you. Like I said, I buy a whole chuck roll. That's got a great combination of fat with the meat, a lot of marbling in it. Makes for good burgers. Okay, so you can make meatloafs out of it. You make meatballs, whatever. Okay, but you need a grinder. So I'm not selling anything. I'm just telling you exactly how I get around this stuff. So I'll buy one piece of meat that is probably maybe over $100. All right. And then I'll buy a couple small things of pork shoulders, two in a pack for $30 or something like that. And then, um, maybe a shoulder cut of beef, and, some pork chops or whatever. Okay. But what I'll do with that meat is I will grind it. I'll take half of that chuck roll. I'll butcher that up, all the fattier parts and stuff like that. That goes into a separate bag that I'll cube up, put in the freezer, and then grind it. All right. Make my burgers. I'll make, or that day I'll do it. And all separate. I put them in a vacuum sealer. So you don't have to look into a grinder. Do you have to spend a lot of money on a grinder? Absolutely not. If you do this, maybe I might do it maybe every 2 or 3 months because when I do it, I have enough in my freezer, okay, to carry me for a couple months. And that's basically what it is. This is when I have sticker shock because if I don't buy meat every month like I was in the past, I could gradually see the prices going up. So when I have sticker shock, it's when from 3 months ago. Oh, I paid this much amount for it, but then there. But I'm still going 2 and 3 more months ahead. The pork, I'll grind that up. Do you have to make sausage with it? No. Okay. You can have pork burgers. Okay. You can cut the shoulder up to the bone, up to the blade bone, and then cut them into pork steaks. You can also cut them up into for burnt ends. There's a menu out there that's you can do just about anything with it. I buy chicken thighs. Okay. They're pretty cheap yet right now, but they're starting to climb too. I'll buy chicken thighs and I'll cut them up. I'll go from the bone all the way back and I'll get 4 cuts out of a chicken thigh and it is just as good or if not better than chicken wings. Okay? They'll get cut up, put in a vacuum sealer bag, into the freezer they go. So, a grinder, also a vacuum sealer is very, very important. So not only for meat, but you can use your vegetables in it. I buy fresh vegetables. I'll get like 10 pounds of broccoli. We'll get some green beans, and we'll blanch them and let them cool. Put them in a vacuum seal bag. Into the freezer they go. I buy shrimp. I buy shrimp in bulk. Um, does it have to be Gulf shrimp? No, no. You can buy shrimp at a good cost. Okay, and it's flash frozen right as they catch it. They devein it, open up some of the shell, and it's flash frozen right from there. You don't get any fresher. I live in a desert, so for me to get fresh Gulf shrimp, I'm going to pay through the nose for it. Okay, so I buy that already frozen. Okay, and sometimes if I want, I can take them and I can uh, portion them out, vacuum seal them back in the freezer again. A lot of times I will buy fresh cooked shrimp. Okay, and do the same thing. Very quick, very easy to do. So now I'm getting into more or less of time saving. It's not all about time saving. It's about knowing exactly what your food is. Number two, you get some equipment, like I said. But number two is don't shop in the standard American supermarkets. Seek out, go look for ethnic uh, supermarkets. Okay, food is cheaper. It's more fresh. Okay, no nonsense. I either go to a Mexican or Spanish um, supermarket, or I go to an Oriental one. You can pick up. I mean, the vegetables alone, okay, are much cheaper. Okay, fresher. Figure that one out. Okay, you can buy different. If you go to an American supermarket, okay, and look how everything's packaged. Go to an ethnic, okay, Spanish store, Mexican store, whatever, okay, and go in. They still have butchers. They still have people cutting the meat. All right, it's cut different than what we're used to, but I tell you what, can't beat the price, and the quality is right there. Second half of this podcast is brought to you by Meg's Mysteries. Tune in every Saturday, 12 a.m., and get some great stories and mysteries can't be beat. Also, every Sunday, the Sunday Dinner Chef cooking up some old school recipes for a great Sunday dinner. Let's get back to the podcast. Is right there. So you can have people, with their nose up in the air about, oh, I don't go there. I got to tell you what, there's this one place out here, and it's called La Bonita. And I don't care about saying her name out there. It's good quality stuff. They got soup to nuts, everything you want. All right. But you walk in there and you go to their produce department. I was like standing and looking. My wife had to put, move, come on. It looked like avocados everywhere. I mean, all different types of different vegetables, peppers, every kind of pepper you can think. Eggplant. I mean, all kinds of stuff. Fresh, all natural, fresh stuff. Okay. I go there and, like I said, like a kid in a candy store, and then I'll go over to where the meats are. All right. Now they have stuff there that the average American person, would look at and say, "What the hell is that?" But I got to tell you something. That's from the past. Okay, that's good eating. That's good food right there. So I am not. I'm not bashing American stuff, but you know what? We're too convenient. Okay, we don't cook enough. We don't do stuff for ourselves anymore. We have other people do it for us. And that's when you're going to pay through the nose. But if you're a younger family, all right, and you want to start saving a little bit of money and get good quality food for your family, try the ethnic stores. I'm telling you, some of the Oriental stores that are out here in Vegas that I go to have some great quality food, uh, the way it used to be. Nothing wrong with that whatsoever. So shopping for all fresh vegetables and stuff like that. A meat grinder. Learn how to butcher. You don't have to go to butchering school. Okay, look at a piece of meat and say, you know what, I got to cut this down. I'm going to pack it up. Okay, think ahead. Think about how you're going to cook it. Like I said, the big chuck roll. So you get chuck steaks out of it. Okay, you can get cut a couple nice thick pieces like this. Put them into a crock pot. There you go. All right. Or you can start playing with it a little bit. Follow the fat line. You cut out a nice piece of steak like that. Put that on your grill outside or your pit. You can't go wrong, but we got to stop as far as being led by the nose. Okay. Guess what? You're going to have ribeye and you're going to pay $40 for a ribeye. Not this guy. I ain't doing it. So that's the alternatives. As far as with eggs like that, you got to have to shop for them. You're gonna have to go into different markets and stuff. Now, here's the kicker. Okay, 18 pack of eggs was $11.19 at one of my places that I go to. I go to Smart and Final out here. I had to pick up something from Sprouts. Okay, I like to get some herbs there. They have some fresh herbs and stuff. I went into Sprouts to see um, what was going on. That same 18 pack of eggs. Now these were brown eggs, okay, and they were $6 and change. I picked it up. All right. Now, why is there such a difference? Okay, Sprouts actually has, from what I understand, what the people, what the worker told me, was Sprouts has a couple of their own farms, and that's where they get their eggs from. So I picked it up, a little bit smaller, okay, but there you go. So you gotta shop around. Do you need to eat? Do you need to eat brisket all the time? Do you need to eat ribeye all the time? No. And here's the other thing that you got to watch. Now they're taking, because they got away with ribeye and brisket, raising the prices the way they did. Now they're starting to creep up some of the cheaper cuts of meat. All right. So now my know-how of what's going on. So now they will sell a flat iron steak and they'll put a price tag on it. They'll start going up. That comes from the chuck. They'll take what they call shoulder cuts. All right. the big misconception is London broil. London broil is not an actual cut. All right. It comes from the shoulder, basically, or they would do it with a top round or a bottom round, and it's just the way it's cut, the way it was packaged and sent out. So, good hot tea. So you got to be aware of it. Google. Pick up your phone. Google what it is, okay? And you're going to see how everything is manipulated. So, yeah, make different types of food. Make some meatballs. Learn how to make some meatballs. Learn how to make sausage. Okay. First of all, it's gratifying to do that kind of stuff. Plus, you know what you're putting into your system, especially into your children. You know exactly what they're eating. Use some fresh herbs. I use a ton of garlic. Okay, and I feel pretty good. You get used to it after a while. My wife makes a lot of different Italian dishes, but not traditional. All right, because we both follow keto, um, and then plus I have the other channel. There's nothing wrong with my wife, so I can make pastas and stuff like that for her. I'm type 2 diabetic, so I got to be really careful with that kind of stuff. Do I cheat? Damn right I do. But I'm at the point in my life now where I know what's good and what's not good, how I'm going to feel. So pretty much stick to the keto way of doing things. A very low carb, no sugar. I try not to eat any kind of sugar whatsoever, which is hard. It's not easy. Nobody said this was going to be an easy way to go. You know what I mean? Especially coming up with here, with the keto cook. I really got to watch what I'm doing because um, I'm at the age right now. If I eat something off color, man, it's 2 or 3 days. I used to have hangovers from scotch. This is worse. I mean, I might have a little cookie or something like that. Wow, man, I go into a tailspin. So the bottom line is money. Okay, it's all about the almighty buck. Like I said before, can government help? No, there's nothing they can do. The only thing they can do is re-regulate about what they're doing, and that's just going to skyrocket prices anyway. Uh, make yourself a little herb garden. Okay, nothing wrong with having a tomato plant. Nothing wrong with having a pepper plant. Raise some basil. All your basic stuff. You can grow garlic. You can grow onion. All right. I mean, if you're into it, you can grow a couple potatoes. Nothing wrong with that. Start fending for yourself as far as, well, I get some tomatoes here. I'm going to have, we'll make a tomato salad or something like that. Nothing wrong with that. Nothing wrong with that whatsoever. Start getting back to it rather than having somebody from the grocery store picking out your produce, your fruits, and your meats and stuff like that. That to me is nonsense. You're paying for it, and especially if somebody's delivering it to your house, you don't know what's from point A to point B. Is it a matter of trust with people? Well, yeah, and people can say, I had this one person before; they're okay. You don't know. You really just don't know. ethnic. Go to the ethnic stores. I'm telling you, all these different little specialty stores. This one La Bonita. I'm telling you what, it is fantastic. Um, they have stuff. They have stuff there that just make you go wow. And it's all on the outside. It's all on the outside of the place. Most of the stuff that's on the inner shelves and stuff like that, it's small, but they're big produce, big meat counter. Okay, I mean, and they do all kinds of stuff there. They all different kinds of cuts of meat. That to me is intriguing. Okay, so if you are to the point where you say, I don't have time for that and this and that, well, you know what? You're going to have to start making time for it because you know what? It's going to cost you a ton of money to feed your family. That's why people have to have second, third jobs because of gas prices, food, and it's just snowballing now. And the fat cat's sitting back laughing at us because that's their whole game plan to begin with. Now, my conspiracy thinking, you know what? I'm starting to lean there a little bit because it's starting. I'm really saying, what the hell is going on? So is there somebody pinpointing? Well, Tom Garvey, we're going to get him. No, it's not. That's not that at all. But it is. I know from the restaurant business and the bar business. Okay, if I mixed a drink and put it up for $3, okay, back in the day that was almost like unheard of. But people started drinking it and started paying for it. Okay, then I would start creeping up the other prices. So I know both ends of the stick here. Um, the whole thing is I'm trying to get younger people to start seeing the light. Um, learn how to cook, learn how to shop, get in a car. I mean, there's nothing that drastic that you can't get in your car or something and go to the store and pick out your own food. Really, really not there. Meat prices, keep an eye on it. Do your due diligence. Look, you can get on. You can basically go onto any site for any store that's around you and shop. You can shop from on a couch on a laptop. You can do it from your phone and see which one is what has better sales and stuff. Even if you go in to buy one thing that's on sale, you're better off. Plain and simple. All right, enough one begging here. Listen, I do appreciate you watching. This means a lot to me because I'm watching people struggle, and damn it, I don't think it's right. I really don't. But there is alternatives. There is ways to get around it. Just got to use your head a little bit. And what you need to do is you need to go watch Tom Garvey, the Keto Cook, and see how to do it. Okay. All right, everybody. Listen, thank you. Hit that like, subscribe. I'll see you next Monday on Tom's Real Food Podcast. Take care, everybody. Stay safe.